Hi, welcome. Do your kids fall asleep while studying? If you find that they start studying and suddenly after some time they are on sofa or bed and they fall asleep. If you are a parent and your kids are in studying age or maybe 4th standard to 12th standard and they fall asleep quite often while studying, then this video will make a lot of sense because I'm going to share with you 7 tips to avoid sleep during studying. And this video is important because exams are coming and this video can be helpful for you in terms of managing your kids sleep and definitely study effectively. If you are a parent, subscribe to my channel Awesome Parenting, in which I share a lot of concepts, insights, systems, templates on parenting because I want you to be an awesome parent, right? Just let me quickly take to my slides in which I'll explain to you which are the 7 tips, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and you will realize that there is so much to do with your kid, whether it is study, their habits or cooperation, that you will find that this journey is an enjoyable journey. Right now let's stick to the topic, and I'm going to share with you which are the 7 tips to avoid sleep during study. Just hold for a sec, I'll just take my slides. Here we go. So which are 7 tips to avoid sleep while studying? If this picture is something common in your home, then you may resonate with this, where kids have books on the table and after some time they're dozing off on the table or they are on the sofa and they are asleep on sofa, right? So which are the 7 tips? And you may realize that sleep is something which is so dear for all of us, including adults, including kids, including teenagers. But when it comes to study, sleep is something which kids suddenly feel that okay, let me have my sleep, and that's what kids feel. But if the same thing they have to do, whether they have to play a cartoon, watch a cartoon game or play a video game, they would not fall asleep. Maybe they will be awake whole night. Or if they want to watch their favorite movie or sports, they would be awake whole night. But when it comes to study, then I don't know how somehow sleep comes in between. Now at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you what is that one thing apart from this 7th tip which is going to matter. Let's go and understand which are the 7 tips to avoid sleep while studying. First is avoid heavy lunch and dinner. Most of the kids will have study, and that study would be during exam time slightly longer, maybe 6 hours, maybe 8 hours. And it's very essential that they do not have a heavy lunch or a dinner, because after that obviously what is going to happen, they will doze off. Maximum blood will go to the digestion, which in fact has to go to the brain to be attentive, but now in this time it will go to the digestive system for digesting the heavy lunch or dinner you had. So it's very important, and this quick tip number 1 is avoid heavy lunch and dinner. And that is something which you as a parent need to be, I would say, conscious of the choice in terms of what your kids are having for lunch or dinner. It should be not heavy, it should be light, so that they should not starve or they should not be hungry, but at the same time they should not have that heaviness after lunch or dinner. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, you may resonate with this and you may find this maybe your own home picture, that kids on the bed and studying very relaxed in a casual way, or sleeping on the bed and studying casually. If this is the case, then this should be avoided, because your brain is attuned to the fact that bed is for sleeping, sofa is for relaxing, because that is what your brain has registered. And the moment you sit on the sofa in a relaxed fashion or on the bed and sleeping, you are going to doze off. Your kid is going to doze off while studying. He or she is going to sleep while studying. And this is something which kids feel very nice and comfortable, that let me sit on sofa or let me relax on the bed and study. But after some time, attentiveness will fall down and they will fall asleep. So tip number 2 is avoid study on or bed or sofa. Third is important, which many of parents do not know, is read aloud. When you start feeling sleepy or you feel that you want to go to doze off, then start reading aloud. Take whatever chapter you are studying and start reading aloud. The moment you are going to hear your voice and for couple of minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes, your sleep will automatically go off. And this is proven technique that if you start reading aloud, you will not fall asleep. So whenever you fall asleep, your kid is going to doze off, or you feel that they're going to sleep, ask them to read aloud, and this is something which will help them to stay awake. This is point number 3. Point number 4 is stretching exercise. Whether you are at your study table or maybe dining table where you are there studying regularly, you should do stretching exercise. Whether it is, as I mentioned, there are so many exercises you can do on the desk, or maybe you can just take a walk in the house or drink a glass of water. But important is, get out of your chair, study chair or your study area, and do some stretching exercise. It can be just bending your knees, stretching your arms or legs, or just taking a short 10-minute walk in the house itself, right? Or maybe drink a glass of water along with that. But this stretching exercise will supply a lot of blood to your brain, and the brain becomes attentive. Your function of sleep is dependent on your brain, how much brain is active. The moment you start stretching exercises, the brain is going to get active, and that is where it's important that you understand that a 5-minute stretch exercise on the desk, like you mentioned, you can do squats, you can move your knees, or you can just bend. These are things which will help your kids stay awake during study. This is stretching exercise, point number 4. And 5 is change subjects. This was one of my favorite during my school time, is that you should always juggle between two subject. If there is theory, you can the kid can, or your child can study in morning. For example, I mentioned history or geography or civic, which honestly sometimes can be very boring to do after lunch or dinner. So you can take this history, geography kind of subject in morning session, right, or evening session. But the session time in which you are most likely going to doze off those things, at that point of time your kid or child can do maths, because maths involves some application of mind, and that is where your child will not fall asleep, because there is some formula, there is some deduction, there is some answer which your child has to find out, in which he or she will not fall asleep. That's why you need to juggle between change subjects regularly between 2-3, so that you are attentive, you do not fall asleep, and at the same time you give the best of attention required for that subject, right? This is tip number 5, is change subjects. Tip number 6 is take a break. Very important. If your child wants to be refreshed and very active, energetic during exam time or during study, take a break. It can be listening to 10-15 minutes music, which can be absolutely refreshing, because music has a direct impact and it will make you really fresh and charged. Or you can have a hobby. That hobby can be painting, drawing, or it can be reading a book, or any collection, extant collection. So going through your own hobby can have a different sense of involvement, and you'll be slightly away from your regular routine study, and that will break your pattern for some time. And when you go back, you are charged, you are refreshed. And this is very important, that most of the students do not take a break. Either they take a very long break, like 1 hour, 2 hour, but it's important they take a short break, and 10-15 minutes break, in which they can listen to music or they can engage in a hobby of their choice. This is point number 6, take a break. And 7th is take a nap. Very underrated, I would say, suggestion by most of us. We do not understand that taking a nap helps a lot, because if your child is feeling sleepy in the afternoon, a 25-minute nap or a max half an hour nap is something which will refresh the child. More than that is something which the child will feel very sluggish and lethargic after he or she wakes up. But a 25-30 minute nap in the afternoon, or a time which you think is suitable, is absolutely good, because that is where your child will feel refreshed and will not feel like sleeping during studying. So this is important. And in case your child is not taking a nap, I would encourage that maybe decide in which, if the child feels that okay, this is time in which you are not very attentive and maybe you're kind of a dozing off, take a nap. Ask your child to take a nap of 20-25 minutes, maybe max 30 minutes, and you will see after the nap that your child is refreshed and very active, right? This is tip number 7. Now let's look at the summary. 7 tips to avoid sleep while studying. First is avoid heavy lunch dinner, which is very obvious, but because of being in home, and you always will feel as a parent that okay, you made something sumptuous and very delicious, let them have it. Excess of it or a heavy lunch or a dinner can be actually very disastrous in terms of study, especially during exam time. Second is, this is very important, it requires discipline, that you have to not study, avoid study on bed or sofa. Third is, read loud. When you start reading loud, your brain gets attentive, and that will break your pattern or you'll not feel like sleeping. Fourth is stretching exercise. You can stretch yourself, your arm, legs on your study table, or simply just go and have a walk in the house or nearby. If it's permittable, you can go. But this exercise, stretching exercise, is something which will make you again very active, energetic. Change subject so that that monotony does not kill you and your interest, or you will not feel like sleeping. Very important, change subject. Take a break, have hobby, listen to music. This will refresh you and you will not feel like sleeping. And seventh is, take a nap. The 25-minute, 30-minute nap is something which will make you more attentive, increase your concentration, will and avoid your child's sleep during studying. Right. So these are my 7 important tips based on my lot of session with parents and kids, and my understanding that these are the 7 things which are important. And I mentioned at the start of the session that I will share with you something which is about this one tip, which is very important to avoid sleep, and that is how much willing you are, how strong is your intent to study, what is your willpower, what is your desire, what is your goal to study. Because all said and done, these tips are important, it works, but heart of heart, you need to ask your child and you need to imbibe in your child that what is that you want to do, why you are studying, what is the reason why you are studying, and what is your willpower, what is your top priority for study, why do you want to study. If these are the questions where you realize that the intent is strong, the desire is strong, the dream is strong, the goal is strong, then let me tell you parents, none of these elements will obstruct your child while studying. That's why it's important that you need to inculcate that genuine desire to study, have that interest in study, and when that interest, desire is there, willpower will come, because that is something which he or she will find that this is something I love, I like, and nothing will come in their study, and sleep is just one aspect of it. So the additional point I want to mention is that what will stop your child from sleeping is that die-hard priority, that desire, that goal to study, right? So I'm Mahavir Upadhyay, I'm parenting coach. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll be sharing with you a lot of interesting concept insights on parenting, on kids. My mission is to help you become an awesome parent. Awesome parent is one who is engaged with your child and at the same time giving the best to the child in terms of habits, skills, mindset. And that's where I would say in this generation it's important that we build those skills, habit and mindset in kids. And the last thing is I want to tell is, make study a stress-free experience for your kids. In your time, my time, definitely study was less competitive. It was competitive but less competitive. Now it is highly competitive. In fact, the last decimal count in terms of maybe admission, but it's equally desirous of us that we make that entire experience of study stress-free and a bit more, I would say, relaxing, right? But it's important to be attentive and concentrative in studies. That, see you in the next video. Bye bye.